Good evening, fifth graders. I'll put this down here. Hopefully your day went well today. Just want to let you guys know how much I miss you guys. I'm really starting to hate this, especially now that it's not looking good to go back. So I really do miss you guys. Wish you could be together, having fun together. But we'll do the best we can with what we have, won't we? Something you could do for me, I might send a text to your parents too. I'm curious about how long it's taking you to get through the plans I give you for each day. I just want to make sure that I give you enough where you're actually staying on top of things, but not too much that it's a burden on your day and you can't do anything else. And I don't want your parents getting frustrated. So maybe you can talk to your parents. Maybe they can keep track. I'll send them a text and see what they say. I'd like to get some feedback on that. All right, so today we've been doing a little bit of geometry. And today we're going to talk about perimeter. So perimeter is just a fancy word for the distance around. Oh, I got to change my pen. The distance around something. I always think of using perimeter for like putting a fence up. Back in the old days, we used to buy border for the top of our living rooms back in the 80s. It's not really in anymore. But if you have to know the length around a room or the length around your yard for a fence, okay, that's when you would need to know perimeter. If you hear the police talking about checking out the perimeter of a building, looking for a bad guy, they're going around the outside, around it, looking for whatever they're looking for. All right. So, perimeter does have some fancy formulas, but in all reality, you're just adding up the sides. All right. So if you look at the triangle up here, the fancy formula is side A plus side B plus side C. But really, all you're doing is just adding up the sides. For the rectangle, they have this really fancy formula right here. Right here. Perimeter equals 2 times the length, that L is length, plus 2 times the width. So, very fancy formula. But really, all you're doing is adding 3 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4, or 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 4. The order doesn't matter. The reason they have this fancy formula is you have 2 lengths. Length is the long side. So we have 2 lengths, so it's 2 times that length. And we have 2 widths, 2 times the width. So if I do 2 times the 4, and then I add it to 2 times the 3, I will get the same thing as if I add them all up. And if I see these, this is 7 plus 7, so I get 14 here if I just add them up. If I look here, 2 times 4 is 8, 2 times 3 is 6, and then if I add those two together, I get 14. So you do need to memorize the formula because they're going to ask you often about it. So get familiar with this. This is for a rectangle. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. But just know, you just add up the sides. All right? I want to go down to number 2. You know how I always skip the story problems and do the figure first. And then we'll go back up to the story problems. So let's look at these figures down here. First of all, we have a triangle. And then some of you are saying, I already did it. I know you did it. Just humor me and go with me. So we're going to add up the sides. 5 plus 9 plus 7. Add those up, and what do you get? Did you get 21? You should have if you did it right. And you just put yard. On this one, I have 12s all the way around. Remember, multiplication is just repeated addition. So I'm going to use that 12, use my math facts I've learned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do you remember what 12 times 6 is? 72. All right, so now on this one, I can just add up the sides. 4 plus 4 is 8. 6 plus 6 is 12. 8 plus 12 is 20. Go ahead and write that. But just for practice, because I want you to get used to it, I want you underneath it. Whoops, sorry. Go away, go away. Uh-oh. Here. Okay. I want you to write P equals, in parentheses, do 2 times L plus 2 times width. All right. And just for practice, length is the long side, so that would be 6. 2 times 6 plus 2 times 4. That's the short sides. Okay, can I write down here? I can't write down there. What a bummer. So I'm going to write up here. So 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 4 is 8. And that is 20. Okay? All right, let's do that to this one. I'm going to write right here. P equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Yes, I know you could just add up the sides, but we'll do this technically here. 2 times the length is the long side, 143. If you got that backwards, it wouldn't make a difference, but it's good to know. Plus 2 times 11. All right, this one's easy. It's 22. 143 twice, I can pretty much just double. Double the 2, double the 4, double the 6. So 286 plus 22. Can you do that in your head? Wait a second. You get 308? Good. 308 inches. All right, now let's go back up to the story problems. So Mr. Hill plans to put a rectangular fence around his yard. Remember I told you that's when I usually think about perimeter. His yard, and I'll draw a little rectangle here because it looks like it's going to be a rectangle. It's 96 yards long. You don't need that S. Let me get rid of that. And his yard is 96 yards long and 49 yards wide. So 49 this way. How many yards of fence does he need to buy? All right. So you're going to do 2 times. I'm writing all kinds of places here because I can't just use a piece of scrap paper or whatever. My paper's smaller than yours. 2 times 96 plus 2 times 49. And the joy is we got really good at doubling and halving before we left. Who can double 96 for me? Well, double of 90 is 180. Double of 6 is 12. What's 180 plus 12? 196. Am I right? No. 192. Am I right now? Told you. I don't have you guys to correct me. I hate that. All right. Plus, what's double 49? Well, double 50 would be 100. Take 2 away. That would be 98. Now we have to add it. So add 92 to 98. And I get 290. What about you? 290 yards. I'm going to erase a little bit of my work because I'm going to run out of space. All right. Logan's parents build a new swimming pool. Oh, August swimming pool. Doesn't that sound good? The pool is 42 feet long. Whoops, I want to write feet, not long. And 27 feet wide. What is the perimeter of the pool? So it's 42 times 2. And it's 27 times 2. How about down here? We just write the formula real quick. Perimeter equals 2 times the length, just for practice. Don't roll your eyes. It won't kill you. There we go. All right. Double of 42 is 84. Double of 27, you know what it is? 54. All right, let's add them together. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 feet. 138 feet. All right, let me find the next page here. Get back here. That's not the one I'm writing on, is it? Is this it? Yep, I'll use this one. All right, boy, that's a little blurry. Not a great picture, is it? Okay, use the formula to find the perimeter of rectangles having these dimensions. All right, we're going to write the perimeter one time up top so we don't forget it. You ready? Any way to... I don't know. Something. Maybe I could make it clearer, but I don't think I can. All right. Well, your paper's clear. Look at your paper. All right. So up top, let's write the perimeter. Perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay. So let's input that in these numbers here. So P equals 2 times the 6. I know you can do this in your head. Use the formula. Plus 2 times the 5. Right? 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 10. Perimeter equals 22 feet. Make sense? All right. If you still need that, you can pause it because I'm going to erase it. Just because I went over into the next one. All right, now I'm going to do B. All right, perimeter equals 2 times the length, which is 19, plus 2 times the width. Whoops, I want to write width. The width is 13. We're great at doubling. What's double of 19? Double of 20 would be 40, so take 2 away. 38. Double of 13, 26. Add those together. P equals 14.56 inches. All right, I'm going to erase that. Okay. All right, let me do this one. I can barely see it on here. So 2 times the 4, perimeter equals 2 times the 4 plus 2 times, I believe that's a 3. This is easy. 8 plus 6, sorry. 8 plus 6, perimeter equals 14 meters. All right, next one. Perimeter equals 2 times, is that 39 or 59? Let me look at my book. 59. Plus 2 times 29. Double 60 would be 120 minus 2, sorry, 118. Double 30 would be 60 minus 2, 58. 118 plus 58 176 feet. E, I know I'm going to do all these with you, because today you think, oh, this is easy, why should you do them all? But you'll forget it by tomorrow. And not just you, I would too. So, repetition aids learning. All right. 2 times 5 plus, is that 3.5? Ooh, getting tricky. Plus 2 times 3.5. 2 times 5 is 10. Double 3 is 6. Double half is 1. 6 plus 1, it's just 7. If you're going to do that in your head, you could make that into an improper fraction. Cross cancel, and you would see it's 7. 10 plus 7, 17 feet. All right. 2 times 34. I only know that because I looked in my book. Plus 2 times 25. 25 is easy. It's 50, isn't it? What's double 34? 68. If we add those two together, we get 118 centimeters. Okay? Let me erase that just because it's gone on to the next section. All right. Next directions. Find the perimeter of these rectangles when the word by is used. See the word by? With the dimensions, the width is given first, and the length is the longer dimension. So this is the width, and this is the length. Width, length, width, length. So if you see the word by, they have put the width first. And the width is just always the shorter measurement. And the length is always the longer one. Okay? All right. All right, so if we're following this formula that we wrote up top, we'll start with that 8. So P equals 2 times the 8 plus 2 times the 7. And I know you can pretty much do this in your head. But we have 16. We have 14. We add those two together. You should get 30 feet. Am I correct? All right, on this one, we have perimeter equals 2 times 32 plus 2 times 23, doing the width. Okay, just looking at something in my book. Okay, double 32, you get 64. Double 23, you get 46. Add them together, and 110, look right to you, centimeters. How you feeling about this? Feeling pretty good? Oops. All right. Plenty of more of that to get in your head. All right. Fill in these blanks. 10 minutes is what part of an hour? Because obviously 10 minutes is less than an hour. So 10 minutes is, I'm going to write this over here, 10 minutes out of how many minutes are in an hour? 60. What happens if we reduce that, which we can simply cross out both zeros? It's 1/6 of an hour. Make sense? 2 months is what part of a year? Well, it's 2 months out of how many months in a year? Right, 12. All right. Reduce that. What do you get? Do you get 1/6? Good. A half of a leap year. 1/2 of a leap year is how many days? Well, how many days is a holy year? 366 days? How are we going to figure out half of that? Had we better divide? I think we should. 2 into 3, we can do this in our head once with 1 left over. 2 into 16, 8. 2 into 6, 3. So a half a leap year is 183 days. 30 seconds is what part of a minute? Well, it's 30 seconds out of 60 seconds. You can get rid of those. Now we're down to 3 sixes. And what does that reduce to? You write 1/2. 12 hours is what part of a day? 12 out of 24. What's that reduced to? It's half. 1/5 of an hour is how many minutes? So this one you're going from a larger one to a smaller one. So we're going to multiply that by 1/5. How many minutes are in an hour? 60. Whoops. Oh, what did I just do? You know what that would equal? 0. Try it again. There we go. We can cross cancel. 5 goes into 60 12 times. And if I look at all that, I think I'm just left with that 12. All right. All right, you got the review down here. Go ahead and do it. Whatever's green will be extra credit. Let me do this one with you, and then I'm going to let you go. These two right here, look at yesterday's lesson, if you can't remember that. Okay? This one right here, A, is really what you did up right here on 5. 3 hours out of a day, which is how many hours? Then you reduce it, right? And you write it like a ratio. It's like, oops, you will do 3 to 1 day is like 3 to 24 hours is 1 to 8. I think that's what they want there. Oh, they just wrote it as 1 fraction. 1/8 fraction. Okay. Let's do this one. 1 to n, which is 120 something, is a 3-digit number. Write the value of n in 120 something divided by 6 is 21. All right, let me get rid of some stuff. Because I'm going to... Okay. Here we go. 120 something divided by 6 equals 21. Right? All right, remember, it's divisible by 6 if what? What's the first thing? Has to be even, right? Second thing, it has to be divisible by what other number? 3. Divisible by 3. All right, so that would mean we could use 120. That would be even. Could we use 121? No, because that's not even. We could use 122, 124, 126, 128, and that would be it, because 130 would change the 2. Okay, and then it also has to be divisible by 3. So if I add up 1 plus 2 here, that one works. 1 plus 2 plus 2 is 5, though. 5 doesn't go into 3 even. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. Does not go into 3 evenly. 6 plus 2 plus 1, that's 9, and that does go into 3. 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11. That does not go in. So we're left with 120 and 126. If we make it 120 and divide by 6, do we get 21? I don't think so. I think we get 20. Let's try 126. Whoops. I love this tablet thing. Told Ron, my husband, I said, if the economy doesn't all fall apart after this, I want a computer like yours for Christmas. Okay. because this is not my computer I'm using. I've got his computer flipped back, and it's like a big giant tablet. It's so cool. I wish you could see it. Okay, 6 goes into 12 2 times, 6 goes into 6 1 time. Guess what? That n equals what? Equals 6. Did I just give you a free review? I did. Because I'm not there to help you, and I have a feeling somebody's going to get stuck on that. All right. I am officially going to quit now. So keep working. Have your parents let me know about how long your daily